What's going on, guys? Corey here with Xbox Tavern with another review. This week I'm taking a look at Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara. Now, Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara is at its core a platforming game, which if you have been following this franchise, which I haven't, and I found out after the fact, this is kind of a spin-off sequel of another Mara game that was more of a simulation title. But this one, they have ventured into platforming, and let me tell you, they did a pretty good job. So the story has the premise of your home island being not really invaded, not really destroyed, almost kind of like pranked and messed with a little bit by 5 different pirates. And your job as this little girl, who apparently is amazing at platforming, is to go and complete these pirates challenges, or trials rather. And when you do so, you help the island out slowly but surely, gathering everybody back to it. Now, along the way, during each level, there are a lot of collectibles, usually 3 in most of the levels. Some of the smaller mini-game type levels will have 1, and then the levels themselves will vary in the type of platforming that you do. As you go out from your island to these other smaller islands with levels on them for the trials, you'll notice that most of the levels are a 3D platforming variety. There are some jumping puzzles and sometimes real puzzles that you just have to kind of figure out what to do next in order to progress. And there are checkpoints along the way, and then you have to make it to the end to beat that level. Now, they make it a little bit more interesting than that by not only giving collectibles in the levels that will unlock cosmetics or random things around the island, they will also grant you medals for the time that you spent on that run. Now, this adds replayability to the game. If you don't beat it the first time with a gold medal, you're going to be pretty tempted to go back and do a gold medal run for that level. You're also going to be interested in the collectibles. Now, I did say that some were cosmetic. There are a few out there that are meant for your boat, and that will give your boat abilities in this overworld type situation where you're traveling to the other islands. Your boat will be not fit for purpose in some situations, and upgrading your boat will allow you to do more things and do more levels, mostly the smaller levels. The story-based levels that you need to complete the game are not going to be blocked by that type of progression. Besides the 3D kind of roaming around platforming levels, there are some kind of speedy, over the shoulder, straight on running levels where your main objective is to go left or right or to jump. And those levels are pretty fun. Those are few and far between. There are some swimming levels where you have to dodge left and right. Typically, you might have to go down quicker to miss a fish or an enemy in order to get to the bottom of the lake. And then there are boss levels for each of these trials, and they differ pretty much like uniquely on their own merit. Some you're going to be racing the boss to the finish. You will have the ability to slow them down. There's going to be ones that you have to learn the boss patterns and dodge and dip and duck and then hit the boss several times in order to defeat it. So there's a ton of variety in this game. And then the platforming, which is kind of the biggest draw of the game, is done pretty well, especially for a 3D game. There is not a lot of mechanics to it. Basically, you are running by holding X, and you are jumping. And when you land, if you press the X button, you will do a roll. And if you combine that roll with a jump, you're going to get a big speed boost. Your momentum is going to be really high up there. They teach you that in the tutorial. You're going to be using this speed tech throughout the game, especially to get those gold medals. But it's done really well for a game that spun off of a simulation game that I imagine had no platforming. So props to Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara, because I think it's pretty good. The story, for what it's worth, is I can kind of, leave it. To be honest, I'm here for the platforming, for the gameplay, and that is pretty good. I enjoyed my time with this game. Platforming fans are gonna, I think, have a good time with it. It's not too long in the tooth. It is not too short. All the levels can be done in just a couple of minutes, but that is for the gold par level usually. Usually the bronze are like in the 3 to 4 minutes ranges. So you can and will be challenged by this game for sure. So don't let the cuteness fool you. It does ramp up in its difficulty. But that's going to do it for me for Koa and the 5 Pirates of Mera. If you aren't already on xboxtavern.com, be sure to go there, check out my score for the game, as well as all of our other reviews, and I will catch you in the next one.